So hello friends, welcome back to our channel Adami Education. Today is going to be the last lecture of the topic trigonometry, and like in the previous live session we have done certain questions related to both angle of elevation as well as angle of depression. Today also we are going to do certain miscellaneous questions based on the same topic, and thereafter we will finish this topic for once and for all. After that, in the next live session we are going to do a new chapter from the subject physics. Okay, then without wasting much time, I welcome you all to the live session today, and let us begin with our first question. A man on the top of a vertical tower observes a car moving at a uniform speed coming directly towards it. If it takes 12 minutes for the angle of depression to change its measure from 30 degree to 45 degree, how soon after this will the car reach the tower? So the question looks a little complicated, isn't it? But it's very simple. So let us try to understand and let us try to make the diagram accordingly. So let me first of all make the observation tower. So this is the observation tower whose height has not been given to us, and a person is standing at the top of the vertical tower and he observes a car which is coming towards the tower. At one position the angle of depression is 30 degree, and at one position the angle of depression is 45 degree. So according to our diagram, like I told you in the previous session also, that we are not going to take in terms of angle of elevation, but we are going to take we are not going to take in terms of angle of depression, but we are going to take the diagram in terms of angle of elevation. So our structure will be somewhat like this. We know when the object is far away the angle of elevation is less, so this will be 30 degree, and when the object is close to the point of observation the angle will be more, so this will be 45 degree. So accordingly we can also make the diagram in terms of angle of depression. It will be as such, this entire thing will be 45 degree and this much will be 30 degree. I hope this much is clear to you all. Okay, now what we are going to do, we are going to find out the values related to the time which has been given to us, because you can see out here we have not been provided any length, any measurement of the height or anything like that. We just have the time given to us. So let's see how to do this. So I hope the diagram is clear. Let me also mention the points. C, C, D. So D was the initial position of the car, but now after some time, after 12 minutes, it has come to point C, and as a result its angle of depression has changed to 45 degree. This is the question basically, right? Now we can do one thing. If we take if the value of the time which the car requires from moving from C to D, that is 12 minutes, okay, and if we consider, if the speed of the car, if the speed is x kilometer per hour, or okay, since it has been given in minute we are going to take it in terms of minute. So if the speed is x meter per minute, okay, the time taken by the car to move from D to C, it is 12 minutes, and if the speed of the car is x meter per minute, what will happen, what will be the distance covered by it in this particular time? The distance will be equal to speed into time, that means x into 12, which will give you 12x. Okay, so how much distance has it covered in 12 minutes? The distance CD, isn't it? So the distance CD will be equal to 12x, where 12 is the time required and x is the speed of the car. So CD is equal to 12x. Okay, I hope this is clear to you. Now one more thing we have, that which has been asked for us to find, that we have to find how much time it will take to move from C to B, that means from its second position to the foot of the tower. So if we consider that the time required for that journey is t seconds, sorry, minutes, t minutes, we have all the values in minutes, so minutes. So let us imagine, let us consider that the time required for the car to move from C to B, it is t minutes. So how much will be the distance? The speed will not change, isn't it? It has not been mentioned anywhere that the speed is changing. That means that the speed is constant. So if the speed is x and if the time required is t, what will be the distance? Speed into time. That means t into x. So t into x is the distance CB. I hope this diagram is clear till here. Okay. Now we can also assume one more thing, that let us consider the height of the tower to be h. We are just taking it as such. There is no reason that you have to take h only. You can take any other value. This is just an assumption. So what we have done, we have used the property of speed, distance and time, where speed is equal to distance by time, or you can say distance is equal to speed into time. Using that, we have found out the values for DC and CB. Now let's move on to the main part of the question. Let me just erase it. Alright, now let us consider the triangle ACB. In triangle ACB, what will happen? Tan 45 degree will be equal to AB by CB. So tan 45 degree is 1. So AB was given as H and CB is TX. So the value of H is TX. Yes, the value of H is TX. Now let us consider the other triangle ABD. So in triangle ABD, we have tan 30 degree is equal to AB by BD. AB by BD. So tan 30 degree is equal to 1 by root 3. The value of AB, we got it as Tx because AB was the height of the tower. So Tx, we are going to directly put the value as Tx. Okay. And what will the value of BD? The entire BD, BC is Tx and DC is 12x. That means Tx plus 12x. Right. So 12x plus Tx. Okay. I hope this much is clear. So now what we can do, from the denominator, we can take x as common. So taking x as common, we are left with 12 plus t. So x and x will get cancelled out. So we are going to get an equation in a single variable and we can very easily solve it. So root 3t is equal to 12 plus t. So you are going to get root 3t minus t is equal to 12. So t can be taken as common. Root 3 minus 1 is equal to 12. That means the value of t will become 12 by root 3 minus 1. So you can simply rationalize it like we have done in the previous lectures, and finally we are going to get the answer as 16.39 minutes. So this will be the time required for the car to move from D to B. Okay, because t was the time required, you have to write all these things. I have not written the statements because I don't have much space also, but you have to write it in your exam. You have to write, let the time required for the car to move from C to B be t. Therefore the distance CB is equal to Tx. Do write these things, otherwise you will lose valuable marks. Hope this question is clear to you. Now let us move on to the next question. Over here we have a cliff and a pillar. This is a question from the previous year board, but I have changed the values of the angles because in your syllabus you don't have you don't have to calculate the values from the trigonometrical tables. So you just have to remember the standard angles. As a result, I have slightly changed the values for the angles. Okay. So now your question is, from a boat 300 meters away from a vertical cliff. So as you can see, we have a cliff. Let me just name it using alphabets, otherwise it will be difficult. So A, B, C and this is D. So BD is our cliff and DA is a pillar which is on top of the cliff, and we have a boat at point C which is at a distance of 300 meters from point B. Now what has been said, that from this particular boat, the angle of elevation of the top and the foot of a vertical concrete pillar at the edge of a cliff are 45 degree and 30 degree respectively. That means from this boat we are considering the angle of elevation of the top of the tower, the top of the pillar and also the foot of the pillar. Okay, so the foot of the pillar is at an angle of elevation of 30 degree, it has been mentioned. So this much is 30 degree. And what has been said, the angle of elevation of the top, that means the entire thing. Okay, don't get confused that why I am taking this entire thing. Just imagine you are dividing this triangle into two parts. So this is the top of the pillar and this is the boat. This is the boat C. So the angle of elevation will be this entire thing, isn't it? So let me just use a different color for this. So this entire thing is 45 degree. So the angle of elevation of the top of the pillar is 45 degree and of the foot of the pillar it is 30 degree. I hope the diagram is clear to you. So now your question is you have to find the height of the pillar correct to the nearest meter. Okay, so let us do it. A very simple question. So again we are going to consider two different triangles in order to solve. So in triangle ABC we have tan 45 degree is equal to your height is AB by BC. Okay, so tan 45 degree is 1. Your AB is not given to you, but your BC is given as 300. So your AB also comes up to 300 meter. Okay, this entire thing is 300. Okay, now let us consider the triangle BDC. Okay, triangle BDC. What happens in triangle BDC? Tan 30 degree is equal to DB by BC. DB by BC. So tan 30 degree is 1 by root 3. DB you don't have given to you, but BC was 300 like we saw. So DB will be equal to 300 divided by root 3. So you can rationalize it. You are multiplying with root 3 on both the numerator and denominator. So 300 root 3 by 3. So you are going to get 100 into 1.732. That will give you 173.2 meter. So dB is 173.2 meter. dB, this much. It is 173.2. So your question is you have to find the height of the pillar. So the total length AB is 300 and the length DB is 173.2. So what will be the value of the pillar? The length of the pillar AD. We have to simply subtract. So required height is equal to, you have to subtract 300 minus 173.2 meter. So if you solve it, you are going to get the value as 126.8 meter. So your question was you have to find the answer to the correct nearest meter. You don't have to keep the decimal, so your answer will be 127 meter. Hope this question is also clear to you. Okay, over here the diagram was already given to you, so it was not much of a doubt, but in certain questions like the ones which we will do in the next two questions, we will have to make the drawing, we have to make the diagram ourselves. So make sure that the diagram is correct. If the diagram is correct, the question is very easy, but if the diagram is slightly wrong also, your answer will be wrong. Okay, so make sure that your diagrams are perfect. Okay, we are going to do this question later. Let us do an easy question first. A tall palm tree AB stands vertically at a point A on the ground. So let us make the palm tree. So this is our palm tree AB and it stands at point A on the ground. So this is our ground. Let us consider. Due to a strong wind, it breaks at a point P. So this entire palm tree it will break at a point. This is the point at point P where AP by BP is 1:2. So the ratio of AP and BP is 1:2. So if I consider AP as X, PB will be 2X. Okay. And the broken part, that means this part was broken, right? A tree will always break from the top, it will not break from the bottom. Otherwise, how will it stand? So this broken part will fall and it will rest on the ground at a point C. That means this PV is now resting like this. This is the original tree, okay, original part of the tree, but now it has fallen down and it is resting at point C. Okay, don't get confused that this is something else. Okay, if PC makes an acute angle of theta with the ground, so this is that angle they are talking about. So PC is making an angle theta with the ground. You have to find the value of tan theta, and also you have to find the angle that AB subtends at C. That means you have to find the angle BCA or ACB. This angle you have to find, this entire angle. Okay, so this is our question. Now you can observe one thing, that if PB is the broken part and now it is resting on the ground as PC, that means the length of PC will also be 2x, because this length has only fallen down, isn't it? So if BP is 2x, that means PC will also be 2x. Okay, so this is one thing that we have got. Now see how to solve it. Okay, we know one thing, that this is a right angle triangle. It is quite visible and observable. we know that we for sine and cos we require the hypotenuse, right? So in this case we see that in the right angle triangle APC, in APC we have the hypotenuse given to us as 2x, and in this case we also have the height as x because theta is the angle, so accordingly AP is the height. So height and hypotenuse is related by which trigonometrical ratio? Sine theta. So we can write sine theta is equal to PA by PC, height by hypotenuse. So we don't know the value of sine theta, but we know the value of PA, it is x, and PC is 2x. That means we are going to get half. So for which value of theta sine has a value half? It is 30 degree, isn't it? So theta will be equal to 30 degree. Okay, we could have done it a little more easier way, like by writing a lot of other steps. So sine theta is half. You have done it in class 9. So sine theta is equal to sine 30 degree, because half means sine 30 degree. So both the sine will get cancelled out and theta will come up to 30 degree. Okay, that's what I did. Okay, so theta is 30 degree. The value of theta is, let me just erase it and write it as 30 degree. Okay, but now your question is not that you have to find the value of theta, you have to find the value of tan theta. So how do we do it? First of all, we have to find the base, because without base we cannot find tan theta. So AC is the base. We have to simply apply Pythagoras theorem. So 2x is the hypotenuse. So 2x square will be equal to x square plus AC square. Hypotenuse square is equal to height square plus base square, isn't it? You know about this already. So now, so we have 4x square on this side equals to x square plus AC square. Okay, so if you solve it, you're going to get the value of AC square as 3x square. So AC will be equal to root 3x. Okay, the value of AC is root 3x. Let me write it down. Alright, now we have to find the value of tan theta. That means we have to find the value of tan 30 degree. We could have done that way also, or we can also, if you remember the value of tan 30 degree, well and good. Otherwise, by finding out the base, you can use the formula height by base. Either one is acceptable, both are correct. Okay, so tan 30 degree, or let me write it as tan theta, will be equal to height by base. That means PA by AC. So PA by AC, that means your PA is, what is the value of PA? X and root 3x. So x and x get cancelled out. So 1 by root 3. Okay, so this is the answer. You could have also written tan 30 degree, because we know the value of theta is 30 degree in this question. Hope this much is clear, but the question is not complete yet. Now what has been asked? We have to find the total angle which is subtended by AB. Okay, so now how do we do it? Let's see the diagram once. We have to find the angle ACB. That means we have to find this particular angle. How do we do it? So just consider the triangle ABC now. Triangle ABC. Okay, in triangle ABC, what do you see? Let us consider this angle ACB to be, let us consider it to be phi. Okay, so tan phi will be equal to height by base, that means AB by AC. So AB by AC. So what is AB given to us? 2x plus x, that means 3x, and AC we found out as root 3x. So x and x gets cancelled out, so we are left with 3 by root 3. If we rationalize it by multiplying with root 3 on the numerator and denominator both, so we are going to get as such, that gives us root 3. That means tan phi is equal to root 3. So root 3 can be written as tan 60 degree. So your value of phi, or the value of that angle, is 60 degree. So this is the answer. Hope it is clear. So it was a very easy question, but just you had to know how to solve it, what concept you had to use. Okay, now let us move on to the last question which we left before. So this is a very interesting question, and make sure that you are trying to understand it. It is very, very easy, but the diagram is important here. A bird is sitting on top of a vertical pole 20 meter high. So let us make whatever we are finding it in our question. So this is a vertical pole. Okay. This has a length, sorry, this has a height of 20 meter. Okay, and a bird is sitting on top of this pole. Over here the bird is sitting. So let me name the pole as A, B. Okay, now its elevation, the bird's elevation from a point O on the ground is 45 degrees. So let me consider that this is the ground and this is point O. From this point, the angle of elevation of the bird, it is 45 degree. This is the question till now. Now what has been said, it flies off horizontally straight away from the point O. That means it is flying in this manner. It is moving like this, horizontally but away from O. If it was moving in this direction, it was moving towards O. But it has been said that it is moving away from O. That means it is moving away from the point B. Okay. After 1 second, the elevation of the bird from O is reduced to 30 degree. That means while flying, just imagine it has covered a distance in 1 second. At this point, let me name this point as B dash. At this point, the angle of elevation of that bird from the same point O, it is 30 degree. So how will the diagram look? Somewhat like this. So this angle is now 30 degree. Okay. And if we just join B dash to the ground and let us name it A dash, we see that BA and B dash A dash is equal in length because of the figure, because it is a rectangle. So this is also 20 meter. So what is your question now? You have to find the speed of the bird in meter per second. Okay, this is the question. So from B to B dash, the time required is 1 second. So if the speed of the bird is V, let us consider the speed of the bird to be V meter per second. The time required for traveling from B to B dash is 1 second. So what will be the distance? Speed into time, that means V into 1 is V, so V meter. That means from B dash to B, the distance is V meter. Okay, hope it is clear. Now your question is, you have to find the value of V. Okay, let's do it. So let us consider the triangle, which was the initial triangle when the bird was perched on the top of the tower. So in triangle BAO, this is O, tan 45 degree will be equal to BA by AO. So in case you're finding that it is difficult to consider two triangles at once, you can just separate them in order to make it easier. Okay, but the diagram has to be maintained as I have made. You cannot skip that, right? So if you are facing any sort of difficulty, just separate the two triangles and then find out the values. Okay, so tan 45 degree is 1, BA was 20 meter and AO is not given to us. So from here we get AO is 20 meter. So AO is 20 meter. Okay. So if A dash A is V meter, if B dash B is V meter, that means A dash A is also V meter because it is a rectangle, isn't it? You have to just write from the figure B dash B is equal to A dash A is equal to V meter. Okay. Now let us consider the second triangle, that is after the bird has moved a certain distance. So in triangle A dash B dash O, so we have tan, it was 30 degree, right? Yes, tan 30 degree is equal to A dash B dash by A dash O. So tan 30 degree is 1 by root 3. Your A dash B dash is 20 meter and A dash O, A dash was V and AO is 20, so 20 plus V. So from here only we can directly get our answer because it is a linear equation. So 20 plus V is equal to 20 root 3. That means V will be equal to 20 root 3 minus 20. So if you take 20 as common, you're going to get root 3 minus 1. So if you solve it, you're going to get the value of V. Okay, so this is the speed of the bird. Hope you have understood whatever we have learned in today's class. These were all miscellaneous questions from the topic heights and distances, and I hope this session was quite beneficial for you all. And the students who are giving the board examinations, I wish you all the best for the upcoming examination. Give your best. You have worked hard all year, and this is the time when you're going to make it all count. And next day, in the next session, we are going to start a topic in physics. Hope to meet you soon. Till then, keep studying. Bye bye everyone. and thank you for patiently listening to me.